I bid you welcome. Woo! That is a lot to handle. Happy October, everybody. It's your boy here, Apollo from Down, Down, Up, Up. And as you can see, I'm excited. I'm excited for another bit of horror nonsense. We're doing another movie reaction today, believe it or not. Got a good reaction, good response from you guys after my reaction of Friday the 13th on Friday the 13th earlier this year. So I thought, why not? It's October. I'm excited for another Halloween season. Let's get some more movie reactions up. Now, if there's one thing I always love to do during October, is watching some of the classic horror I know and love. That goes way back for me. In my hands currently is one of the most prized possessions I own in movie history. It is a large collection of some of the most famous and maybe not so famous Universal horror movies of all time. I could run it all down, but I feel like I'm going to have an opportunity later enough to do so. If you saw the title of the video and are just about as excited as I am, you know we will be reacting to the 1931 classic, I believe the first sound horror movie that Universal did, Dracula. Played by, of course, Hungarian actor Bela Lugosi. The standard, the blueprint of all Dracula to come in modern history. It's one of the best performances I've ever seen, and nothing will ever top his Dracula. It's funny, history says Lugosi really only learned English for any roles he did on screen and on stage. A lot of people say this is his best performance. I'm glad he was the first Dracula I ever saw. Ironically, not in this movie, not in the original Dracula. The first time I saw him portray Dracula was in the second and surprisingly only other time he did Dracula, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which includes Frankenstein's monster, the Wolfman, and of course Dracula, played by said Lugosi. It's just one of those movies that when I first watched it always stood out to me. There's not a lot of music in it, which hopefully makes a difference for us today when it comes to copyrights, etc., etc. Because if you saw my reaction to Friday the 13th, you will know some scenes are muted simply because music. This movie isn't going to have a lot of those problems, I'm hoping. And it's going to be fun enough for me and my cats, that scared the crap out of you, didn't I, to enjoy. I got just such a chill seeing this for the first time. I know I'm going to enjoy it a lot today. I've seen so many other Dracula since, and there just isn't anything to compare. The closest when it comes to horror would, of course, be Christopher Lee's Dracula, despite it not being his favorite thing. I'm pretty sure the fans, I speak for many, say it was a thrill enjoying him. But Lugosi is the one who started it. I can't think of much else to shout out to this other than I would be crazy if I didn't include this in my Halloween roundup for movies, enjoyment, horror. Other actors in this movie I admire. Dwight Frye is a fantastic Renfield. It's probably the best Renfield I've also seen when it comes to horror movies, including the Dracula story. Van Helsing by, I believe, Edward Van Sloan. Fantastic performance. It's tough. His and Peter Cushing's Van Helsing in The Hammer Dracula, they're close, damn it. I'm honestly not going to say my favorite because it's just too hard to come by. Those are two performances I enjoy way too much, and side by side, it's almost impossible to say what my favorite is. I guess lastly, if I'm going to talk about anything else, it's the story. Fans are a bit divided when it comes to the story, but from books and I guess B movies, independent movies, I'm a big Universal fan for what they did to the story in their own image. I like this story much better than anything that came from the book. And unfortunately, I was, I guess, forced, I might as well speak in this drawl voice, I was forced to watch the Bram Stoker's Dracula. I hated it. I hated it with a passion. The only thing that got me through that movie was knowing this is not what started me as a fan of Dracula. It was garbage. But this will never be garbage. Never. Without further ado, I'm going to put this aside and we're going to hit the play button. And Granola is literally on top of the remote. And we are going to enjoy this movie. Here we go. We'll see if I need to turn it up. I'm not sure. Everything here ready? I think so. Not much of a cape. Does have room for the arms, but I'm going to keep it on. The vampire mask, my god, that's a lot to keep on. I'm already wearing a mask. You guys know me. I love this music. I don't care if it doesn't go through. I love that this was the music chosen for Dracula's opening credits. Oh my gosh. Just getting the thrill of hearing it again. If you guys can't hear me, don't worry. I'm enjoying this. I don't care if this gets copyrighted. I'm not muting it. I love this music. Yeah, I got Edward Van Sloan's name right for Van Helsing. All right, I'll talk in. I wasn't sure if it was going to be copyrighted, so I didn't want to talk too much. But that music is so beautiful for this opening. Ironically, there's another score in this DVD that they play for it, if you press it. And there's Dwight Fry in the damn carriage.
I say, driver, a bit slower.
Oh, no. Must reach the inn before sundown.
And five face?
It is Walpurgis night, the night of evil, Nosferatu.
Ha!
On this night, madame, the laws we are appalled, and to the Virgin we pray.
It's just, the acting was so much more convincing back then. These townspeople are terrified to death of living here. Okay, Renfield's getting closer to the town. I love this scene coming up. Townspeople are seriously warning him to not go to Dracula's castle. Oh, man. It's great watching this again. I can't help saying it. Honestly. Everybody's happy to get there.
Don't take my luggage down. I'm going on to Borgo Pass tonight.
My. They're like, what? Is he crazy?
No, please. Put that back up there.
The driver, he is afraid. Walpurgis night. Good fellow he is. He wants me to ask if you can wait and go on after sunrise.
Well, I'm sorry, but there's a carriage meeting me at Borgo Pass at midnight.
Borgo Pass?
Yes.
Whose carriage?
Count Dracula's.
Count Dracula's?
Yes.
She crossed herself!
Castle Dracula?
Yes, that's where I'm going.
To the castle?
Yes.
This is so funny to me. Oh, yeah.
You mustn't go there.
No.
We people of the mountains believe at the castle there are vampires. Dracula and his wives. They take the form of wolves and bats. They leave their coffins at night and they feed on the blood of their living.
It's, imagine hearing that. So disturbing.
I can't understand why.
Look,
And the sun's
sun.
going down. Yeah.
When it is gone, they leave their coffins. Come, we must go indoors.
But wait.
Renfield just doesn't know what to make out of this.
What I'm trying to say is that I'm not afraid. I've explained to the driver that it's a matter of business.
Good story here about don't judge a book by its cover. Keep your common sense, but keep an open mind.
Good night.
Wait, please.
Some
If you must go,
yeah,
wear this for your mother's sake.
giving him the
It
cross.
will protect you.
Cross on the necklace. And they're just in woe. Like, if that doesn't set the mood for what's going to happen, I don't know what does. Also, shot of the castle. Oh, love seeing it. Oh, you just love to see it. Underground. The coffins all around. Honestly, this just works with no music. It just works. Not a lot of horror would, but this does. Bony hand coming out of the casket. Rodents scrambling all around. Yeah, and wives are creeping. Oh yeah, and the bee coming out of the little area. That just looks disturbing to me. Possum in one of the caskets filled with bones, and there he is in all of his glory. Again, you want to talk about, like, seriously best Dracula? He got buried in the cape. The actor died and was buried in the cape. Oh yeah, he's the coachman. He looks so damn funny with his stone face with the hat on. Oh, man. That almost ruined it for me when I watched it the first time. Like, I wanted to laugh, but you can only laugh at his stare for so long. Oh, yeah, Coachman! Coachman just throws his bag out and runs away. Ah! All right. Go on, Renfield. Go on.
The coach from Count Dracula?
Not even any dialogue, just all body language. Takes his luggage. And on we go. Up to that castle, man. He's not having a good ride. It's all bumpy. And the driver's... Yeah, turned into a bat. Love that. God, Dwight Fry just... I keep forgetting how good a job he does because I want to focus on Lugosi every time I rewatch this. Dwight Fry just keeps growing on me. Oh my gosh, Renfield's reactions are just out of this world, man. No, there ain't no driver, man. Oh, he's gone. And the door opens. All right. Getting closer to some of my favorite dialogue in the whole movie. Sorry I keep fidgeting with my mask, by the way. I just can't help it. I feel like I got to do something. Keep under wraps. Oh, I love this look. This castle look is just etched in my mind every time I think of what Count Dracula's castle should look like. Big staircase, big open hall. Just the opposite of the big church. Bats all around. And there he is, creeping down. Doesn't even greet him. Doesn't even greet him coming down the stairs. He has to wait until he's in the right position. Dwight Fry's walking back to Dracula. There's like your 609th mistake, dude. There we go. He sees him. He's a-coming.
I am Dracula.
Oh, it's really good to see you.
Is it?
I don't know what happened to the driver and my luggage and... Well, and with all this, I thought I was in the wrong place.
I bid you welcome.
I love it. He just explained something Dracula couldn't care. Get on with it. Completely ignorant of what he said. Oh, there's the wolf noises.
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Man, the way that's delivered. Everything just works in this movie, man. I can't help saying it. I just can't. Oh, yeah, it goes through the cobwebs. Sorry, Renfield. You can't quite do what he just did. Gotta fight your way through. At least he's got his cane. Spider's crawling up.
The spider spinning his web for the unwary fly. The blood is the life, Mr. Renfield.
Yes.
Just yes! And into the comfortable quarters.
I'm sure you will find this part of my castle more inviting.
Well, rather. It's quite different from outside. Oh, and the fire, it's so cheerful.
Cheerful.
I didn't know, but that you might be hungry.
Thank you, that's very kind of you. But I'm a bit worried about my luggage. You see, all your papers were in...
I took the liberty of having your luggage brought up. Allow me.
Oh, yes.
Giving Dracula
Thanks.
all his clothes. I forget what the food placement is. Do we get a I see grapes on the table. Love that he just doesn't even question the doors opening by Dracula's command. Yeah, no, I'm just seeing grapes, maybe a loaf of bread. And I remember the wine. And there's the luggage.
I trust you have kept your coming here a secret.
I followed your instructions implicitly.
Excellent, Mr. Enfield. Excellent. And now, if you're not too fatigued, I would like to discuss the lease on Carfax Abbey.
There we go.
Oh, yes.
Down to business.
Everything is in order,
But-
awaiting your signature.
He's getting all the stuff ready, and then the stare. That comes out of nowhere. Honestly, that
Here.
does.
Here's the lease. Why, I hope I've brought enough labels for your luggage.
I'm taking with me only 3 boxes.
Very well.
I have chartered a ship. Take us to England. We will be leaving tomorrow evening.
Everything will be ready.
I hope you will find this comfortable.
Thanks. It looks very inviting.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, cut his hand. Dracula's looking at him like, oh, can't resist the blood. Going for him. Where's that cross? Where's that cross?
Oh, it's nothing serious. Just a small cut from that paperclip.
He thinks Dracula wins the blood.
It's just a scratch.
Sucking the blood up. Dracula's just like, why can't that be me? Man.
This is very old wine. I hope you will like it.
Aren't you drinking?
I never drink. Why?
Just happens to have a very old bottle of wine. Oh, no, I don't drink it. Gotcha.
It's delicious.
And now I'll leave you.
Well, good night.
We just set the mood so well with
Good
these
night.
two.
Mr. Renfield.
And now Renfield's suspicions are the death of him. Well, not right away. Oh yeah, there's the brides. Wine's really having its effects on him. Goes outside to get some air. There's the bat. And down you go. Before figuring out the whole story, that was very sudden to me at first, but quick and easy. And Dracula's making sure the brides don't get him before he does. Just one flick of the hand and back they go. They know better. They know better. Which is one thing I like that the Universal movie did. It showed Dracula had way more power over anyone under than the other movies. Because Christopher Lee didn't right away when he did Dracula. And my God, definitely not in the Bram Stoker one. And a few other independent ones I've seen. And that will be that. On the boat we go. Aboard the Vesta, bound for England. You know the worst happens. You already see they're going through a bad storm, and then we cut to Renfield, completely overhauled.
Master, the sun is gone.
Opening the crate. Up he comes. Many bodies to be taken on this ship.
You will keep your promise when we get to London, won't you, Master? You will see that I get lives. Not human lives, but small ones, with blood in them. I'll be loyal to you, Master. I'll be loyal.
Lugosi just looks so disgusted with him there. He's just surveying the scene. And the boat rocks, and the live's gone. All right, we're in town.
Here now, get back. Nobody goes aboard this.
Nearly everyone's slaughtered. Oh, yeah, the shadow of impaled on the wheel.
Horrible tragedy, horrible tragedy.
Master, we are here. You can't hear what I'm saying. We are here.
You can't hear what I'm saying.
We are safe.
They must have come through a terrible storm.
There's the laugh.
What's that?
God, he gets so terrifying.
Why? Come from that hatchway.
That is terrifying.
Why, he's mad. Look at his eyes. Why, the man's gone crazy.
My God, yeah. Crew of corpses found on derelict vessel. Oh, man. Just reading the late London edition. Gotta give the viewer something to read. Sole survivor, a raving maniac, is craving to devour ants, flies, other small living things to obtain their blood puzzle scientists. At present, he is under observation in Dr. Seward's sanitarium near London. I'm glad I had enough time to read that out to you guys. Yeah, no, we're in London now, brother. Yeah, she's selling violets. And Dracula's out pimping. Stare of death. Love the top hat, too. Just takes his time going in for the kill. His expression just doesn't change. And he's just walking away, having a good day. And obviously the victim has been found. Off to the symphony. Oh yeah, he looks back at, he sort of had a grin there. Forgot about that. Okay, I guess there's this music. I don't know. I guess I'll mute it. I'll mute it. Dracula's just looking around here. I don't need the music for this. Although he does make sure he gets in, and I believe he does like power a lady to deliver a message to somebody. Going to take his seat. Passing by the group he is interested to meet. Mina, Lucy. You all know the rest if you are Dracula fans. And alright, I think the music's done.
And after you deliver the message, you will remember nothing, I now say. Obey.
Dr. Stewart,
Yes?
you're wanted on the telephone.
Oh, thank you. Well, excuse me,
Oh,
yes?
Father, if it's from home, will you say I'm spending the night in town with Lucy?
All right, yeah. Pardon, yes? I could not help overhearing your name. Might I inquire if you are the Dr. Seward whose sanitarium is at Whitby?
Gets to meet them all.
Yes. I'm Count Dracula. I have just leased Carfax Abbey. I understand it adjoins your grounds.
Why, yes, it does. I'm very happy to make your acquaintance. May I present my daughter, Mina,
Count Dracula.
Miss Weston,
How do you do?
and Mr. Harker.
How do you do?
Jonathan.
Count Dracula's just taken Carfax Abbey.
Oh, it'll be a relief to see lights in those dismal old windows.
It will indeed. You'll excuse me, I wanted on the telephone.
The Abbey could be very attractive. I should imagine it would need quite extensive repair.
Yeah, I know, like, a mix of fans I've
shall do very
seen,
little
they
repair.
really don't like that this movie downplayed
It
the
reminds me
character of
the
Jonathan
broken
Harker,
battlements
but
of my own castle in Pennsylvania.
maybe if I had
The
learned
Abbey
more
always
things
reminds
first,
me of that old
this just
house
never bothered me.
Above lofty timbers, the walls around are bare, echoing to our laughter.
Yeah, having some strange
as
conversation
though
with
the
these
dead
folks.
were there.
Nice little sentiment.
But there's more, even nicer. Half a cup to the dead already. Hurrah for the next who dies. Oh, never mind the rest, dear.
Yeah, good, let's have a death poem. Lugosi actually looked concerned with her
Really
saying that.
dead. That must be glorious.
Why, Count Dracula.
There are far worse things, waiting man, than death.
Ain't that true? And music's coming back on now. He's just inspecting his victims, as you do when you are Count Dracula. And we are fading, so there we go. There you go, I forgot about some music, but I think I got away with it. I think I did.
It reminds me of the broken bathroom
Okay, so Mina and
my own
Lucy are just
castle
hanging around,
in Transylvania.
making fun of his accent.
Oh, Lucy, you're so romantic. Laugh all you like. I think he's fascinating.
You'll get better acquainted soon enough.
But give me someone a little more normal. Like John? Yes, dear. Like John. Castle. Dracula. Transylvania. Well, Countess.
Countess.
I'll leave you to your count and his ruined abbey. Good night, Lucy. Good night, dear.
Fog seems to be closing down a bit, sir.
Little rabble with the officer there. Lucy's opening up her window and Dracula's creeping. Learning the ins and outs of that place. Although frankly, I'm just getting excited to when we get closer to Renfield. Also, this is one part I don't hear being discussed often enough. I'll let you know when we get a shot, but there's just cardboard on some of the lamps in this movie. I don't understand why personally. I've heard theories that it had something to do with the lighting. I don't know. I'll accept any answer, but I just forgot to shout it out earlier. And of course, the bat's creeping. You have a good sleep, Lucy. You're going to need it. 'Cause that bat is just taking his time. And Dracula is in. He is not a man to waste time. I'll say that for him. He's creeping toward the neck. Do we get the shot of the face for this? Oh, no, we don't. Cut to the surgical.
Another death. Dead. Dr. Seward, when did Miss Weston have the last transfusion?
About 4 hours ago.
an unnatural loss of blood, which we've been powerless to check.
Goodbye, Lucy.
On the throat of each victim, the same 2 marks.
It was a quick cut, but it did its job enough. Now we're in the sanitarium. Where is Renfield?
But you said you would. Please, you said you would.
He probably wants his flies again. Oh, Martin, please. Please don't, Martin. Oh, Martin, please. Please, Martin. No, Martin. Oh, Martin, please.
Here, give it to me now.
No, Martin, please. No, Martin. Martin, don't throw my spider away from me. Oh, Martin.
Ain't you ashamed now? Ain't you? Spiders now, is it? Flies ain't good enough.
Flies? Flies? Poor puny things. Who wants to eat flies?
You do, you loony.
Not when I can get nice fat spiders.
I forgot Martin plays well with him pretty nicely.
Have it your own way.
And there is Van Helsing. I loved how many great characters Van Sloan did during this time. Because he was here for Dracula, he was in the first Frankenstein, he was in The Mummy.
Vidum quaermat. Deinde, extractum vespertilionis sanguini nixtum est, sanguis puniceo colora misso lacteus fit.
Gentlemen, we are dealing with the undead.
There we go.
Mas,
Already figured it out.
Arauto. Yes, Nosferatu. The undead. The vampire. The vampire attacks the throat. It leaves 2 little wounds, white with red centers. Dr. Seward, your patient Renfield, whose blood I have just analyzed, is obsessed with the idea that he must devour living things.
He is so convincing, man.
His own life.
So convincing.
Professor Van Helsing, modern medical science does not admit of such a creature.
He's explaining it now, dummy.
A myth, superstition.
I may be able to bring you proof that the superstition of yesterday can become the scientific reality of today.
But, Professor,
Honestly, I would have loved to
Renfield's
see
training
if
has been the small
Van Sloan and Lugosi did more movies together. It didn't have to be Dracula. I just wish they would have done more together. Because later in this movie, one of my favorite scenes of all time in horror movies, those two. Anyway, here we go.
Well, Mr. Renfield,
Time to
you
question.
are looking much better than you did this morning when I arrived.
Thanks, I'm feeling much better.
I am here to help you. You understand that, do you not?
Why, of course.
It's all calm
And
now.
I'm very grateful.
Nice handshake. He's looking at his fingernails, I think.
Keep your filthy hands to yourself.
Now, Renfield.
Oh, Dr. Seward, send me away from this place. Send me far away.
Why are you so anxious to get away?
My cries at night, they might disturb Miss Mina.
Yes?
Tuh.
They might give her bad dreams, Professor Van Helsing.
He tries his best to explain without betraying Dracula.
Dream.
Tries so damn hard. And the sun creeps down again. And up comes the box. Risen again. It's one thing I'm glad this movie doesn't cut enough away from is his
Yes,
rising
indeed.
scenes.
But I hardly think there are wolves so near London.
He thinks they're wolves. Me, I've heard him howl at night before. He thinks they're talking to him. He howls and howls back at him. He's crying.
Oh, so Renfield's terrified.
I might have known. I might have known. We know why the wolves talk, do we not, Mr. Renfield? And we know
Got the
how
wolf
we
band?
can make them stop. You know too much to live, Van Helsing.
Now, Renfield.
We will get no more out of him now for a while.
Take him away, Martin.
On your way, old fly, sir.
Sir.
I'm warning you, Dr. Seward. If you don't send me away, you must answer for what will happen to Miss Mina.
All right, Martin.
Come along now, come along.
What was that herb that excited him so?
Wolfbane. It is a plant that grows in Central Europe. The natives there use it to protect themselves against vampires.
Renfield reacted very violently to its scent.
You what? I want you to have Renfield closely watched by day and night, especially by night.
Too bad he's suspecting the wrong man.
Yes, master.
Terrifying. Terrifying with the freaking lighting in his room.
Master, you've come back. Oh, master, please. Please don't ask me to do that. Don't. Not her. Please. Please don't, master. Don't, please.
I know y'all think, like, I'm not talking way as much as I did for Friday the 13th, but, like, with something like this, it's just something you want to watch and appreciate. I'll get in when I can, but oh, see, there's the first take with the freaking cardboard over the lamp. I just don't understand. When he goes into Mina's room, you see it. I just don't get it. Like, it's right there. It's so random all of a sudden. Cardboard, paper, whatever it is. What was the purpose? Was it forgotten? Because I've only heard this come up in discussion in, like, the last 5 years. But anyway, to Mina we go. And cut
I lay in
to
bed
the
for
morning.
quite a while, reading.
In the morning with her.
And just as I was
Not drained of
beginning to get
blood.
drowsy, I heard dogs howling. And when the dream came, it seemed the whole room was
And then
filled with
Helsing
mist.
and Seward can listen
It
in.
was so thick, I could just see the lamp by the bed. A tiny spark in the fog.
I don't, like,
And then I
mention
saw
her a lot, but I forget
two
she
red
does a
eyes
pretty good job,
staring
too.
at me.
It's mostly just
Two
her
white
voice
red faces
that does a great job with
came
Mina
down
for
off
this
of it.
story.
It came closer.
Like, I just believe she's
and
terrified.
closer. I felt its breath on my face. And then its lips. Oh.
Dear, it was only a dream.
Sure.
And then in the morning, I felt so weak. It seemed as if all the life had been drained out of me.
Darling, we're going to forget all about these dreams.
Are we?
Think about something cheerful, aren't we?
Allow me?
Oh, certainly, Professor.
Yeah, what's she wearing the scarf
a
for?
moment. Is there anything that might have brought this dream on?
No.
Doctor,
No, really?
Tell us. And the face in the dream. You say it seemed to come closer and closer. The lips touched you. Where? Is there anything the matter with your throat?
Oh, no, but
Permit me.
No, please.
It's a good thing he steps in, man. Assertive enough without really seeming assertive.
How long have you had those little marks?
Marks.
Please,
Mina, why didn't you let us know?
do not excite her. When, Miss Mina?
Since the morning after the dream.
What could have caused them, Professor?
Count Dracula.
I forgot about Maid introduces him, but to answer the question
Good
even.
to see you back again, Doctor. I heard you have just arrived. You, Miss Mina, you're looking exceptionally...
Pardon me, Dr. Seward. But I think Miss Mina should go to her room at once.
Professor Van Helsing, I don't believe it's as important as you seem to think it is.
Excuse me, Count Dracula, Professor Van Helsing.
There we go.
Van Helsing, a most distinguished scientist whose name we know, even in the wild Transylvania.
Hell of a compliment.
I had a frightful dream a few nights ago, and I don't seem to be able to get it out of my mind.
I hope you haven't taken my stories too seriously.
Stories.
Yes. In my humble effort to amuse your fiancée, Mr. Harker, I was telling her some rather grim tales of my far-off country.
Grim's one way
I
to
can
describe it. Huh, Gummy?
Why,
Gonna sit with me for a bit? Smile for the camera.
I
Oh, yeah, the
don't
mirror.
understand the Harker's concern.
I'm afraid it's quite serious.
Quick enough for Van
My
Helsing
dear,
to put two and
I'm
two
sure
together.
Count Dracula will excuse you. You must go to your room, as Professor Van Helsing suggests.
That was a nice touch.
Oh, really, Father? I'm feeling quite well.
You had better do as your father advises.
Very well. Good night. John?
Miss Mina, may I call later and inquire how you are feeling?
Why, yes.
Like right now, we're just cutting back and forth to the mirror reactions of Van Helsing and Jonathan, so. Still builds up enough mood.
I'm sorry, Doctor. My visit was so ill-timed.
Not at all.
On the
Good
contrary,
kitty.
it may prove to be most enlightening. In fact, before you go, you can be of definite service.
Yeah?
Anything I can do, gladly.
A moment ago, I stumbled upon a most amazing phenomenon.
Yeah.
Something so incredible, I mistrust my own judgment.
He's so calm, but then he sees it.
Look,
Look at the anger. Has to keep it calm. Van Helsing trying to compose himself too. Especially because it was in front of Jonathan and Seward.
Dr. Seward, my humble apology. I dislike mirrors. Van Helsing will explain.
Van Helsing looks so proud. And the cover is blown, sir.
For one who has not lived even a single lifetime, you're a wise man, Van Helsing.
Phew. What on earth caused that? Did you see the look on his face?
Like a wild animal.
Yeah,
Wild
man.
animal, like a madman.
Yeah. He is
What's that?
gone.
Running across the lawn.
Oh, yeah, turned into a
Looks
wolf.
like a huge dog.
Too bad they
Or a
didn't show
wolf.
it. It would have been nice, at least, for this movie to show
A
him
wolf.
as a wolf running around.
He was afraid we might follow. Follow? Sometimes they take the form of wolves, but generally of bats.
What are you talking about?
Dracula.
But what's Dracula got to do with wolves and bats?
Figure it out.
Dracula is our vampire.
But surely, Professor.
A vampire casts no reflection in the glass. That is why Dracula smashed the mirror.
I don't mean to be rude, but that's the sort of thing I'd expect one of the patients here to say.
Yes, and that is what your English doctors would say. Your police.
Yeah.
The strength of the vampire is that people will not believe in him.
That is so true. And of course, yeah, Mina, just going for a nice walk outside. There's nothing terrifying out there. Except Dracula, standing by the tree. What are you gonna do, huh? You gonna go sit with your brother? Go cuddle with your brother. All right, Dracula and
Professor,
Mina going for a walk.
Vampires only exist in ghost stories.
A vampire, Mr. Harker, is a thing that lives after its death by drinking the blood of the living. It must have blood or it dies. Its power lasts only from sunset to sunrise. During the hours of the day, it must rest in the earth in which it was buried.
But then, if Dracula were a vampire, he'd have to return every night to Transylvania.
That's impossible. Then he must have brought his native soil with him.
He has all the answers, man.
Boxes of
Van
earth
Helsing is the
large
best.
enough for him to rest in.
Oh, God, I forgot Renfield was
What are you
here.
doing there? Come here. Did you hear what we were saying?
Yes, I heard something. Enough. Be guided by what he says. It's your only hope. It's her only hope.
He's trying
I
so
begged you to
hard.
send me away, but you wouldn't. Now it's too late. It's happened again.
What's happened?
Take her away from here. Take her away before.
Ha! Spying.
No, Master. I wasn't going to say anything. I told him nothing. I'm loyal to you, Master.
What have you to do with Dracula?
Dracula?
Ugh. Looks like someone just stabbed him.
I never even heard the name before.
You will die in torment if you die with innocent blood on your souls.
Oh, no. God will not damn a lunatic soul. He knows that the powers of evil are too great for those of us with weak minds.
Mr. Hawkins! Oh, it's awful! Dr. Phillips! Miss Mina! Out there again!
That's awful. It's awful. It's awful. There's the face and the laugh, though. Getting the maid to pass out. Oh my gosh! And he's crawling over her thinking like what's gonna happen, the absolute worst. Not quite, but a hell of a tease.
Thank heaven she's alive. Thank heaven for that.
Alive, yes, but in greater danger, for she is already under his influence.
It's horrible, Van Helsing.
Oh yeah, where is he?
Incredible.
He's creeping. Just creeping behind the tree. Oh, so many good scenes. And to think this isn't even like an action movie at all. Doesn't need it. luring the police. And there is Lucy, looking fresh as a daisy, having a nice walk.
Further attacks on small children committed after dark by the mysterious woman in white took place last night. Narratives of two small girls. Each child...
It sets the mood enough
describing a
for
beautiful lady in white
Lucy going
who
after the
promised her
children at
chocolates.
night, and this is one you have to completely understand. This is the 30s. There is no way they can at all show anything like that. So, setting the mood enough with just girls crying, Lucy walking away, and the explanation of death, it works. It works.
And when was the next time you saw Miss Lucy after she was buried?
Jonathan's just such a non-believer.
I was downstairs on the terrace. She came out of the shadows and stood looking at me.
Creeping.
I started to speak to her. And then I remembered she was dead. Well, the most horrible expression came over her face. She looked like a hungry animal. A wolf. And then she turned and ran back into the dark.
Then you know the woman in white is...
Lucy.
Miss Mina, I promise you that after tonight she will remain at rest, her soul released from this horror.
If you can save Lucy's soul after death, promise me you'll save mine.
Darling, you're not going to die. You're going to live.
No, John. You mustn't touch me. And you mustn't kiss me. Ever again.
What are you trying to say?
Shove off!
You tell him. You make him understand. I can't.
Nah, he's not responsible for your decisions. I do love that he just walks off, doesn't even look at them.
It's all over, John.
It's all over.
Our love. Our life together. Oh, no. No, don't look at me like that. I love you, John.
Yeah, it's a bit much.
You. But this horror. He wills it.
Miss Mina, you must come indoors. You must.
You know what you're doing to her, Professor? You're driving her crazy.
Mr. Harker, that is what you should be worrying about. The last rays of the day's sun will soon be gone.
Correct.
And another night will be upon us.
Dr. Seward, I'm taking Mina with me to London tonight, or I'll call in the police.
But John,
Mina, please get your bags packed.
Stuart, I must be master here or I can do nothing. Right. Miss Mina, both this room and your bedroom have been prepared with wolfbane. You will be safe if Dracula returns.
She'll be safe, all right, because she's going with me. Mina, I'll be waiting for you in the library.
Oh, John. Father, talk to him. Please don't let him go.
Oh, bring. Miss Mina is to wear this wreath of wolfbane when she goes to bed. Watch her closely and see that she does not remove it in her sleep.
I understand, Professor.
And
Yeah.
under no circumstances must these windows be open tonight.
Very well, sir.
I'm surprised how he thinks he can handle all this, but he's seriously not aware of Dracula's power over the mind enough. Like, I can point, like, little tidbits at things good and bad. So why not even for this movie? All right, another night and another rise.
You will recollect that Dracula cast no reflection in the mirror.
Yes?
And that 3 boxes of earth were delivered to him at Carfax Abbey.
Quite.
and knowing that a vampire must rest
Good
by
kitty.
day in his native soil, I am convinced that this Dracula is no legend, but an undead creature whose life has been unnaturally prolonged.
Well, Dr. Seward, what about it? Is Mina going with me or not?
Have you not
You
figured
take her
that out
from
yet?
under our protection. You will kill her.
Now, John, please, be patient.
Mr. Please.
Harker is like a big whiner in this movie. Like, I know the fans must have been disappointed with that. I'm just glad I didn't know his backstory as well as other
But
people
don't
when I
forget
first
she's my
watched
daughter,
this.
And I must do what I think is best.
It's just a good thing they did such an amazing
I
job
have
with some of the
devoted
other
my lifetime
characters.
to the study of many strange things. Little known facts which the world is perhaps better off for not knowing.
I know. But, Professor, all I want is to get Mina away from all of this.
Renfield's
That will do
creeping.
no good. Our only chance of saving Miss Mina's life is to find the hiding place of Dracula's living
Good
corpse
kitty.
and to drive a stake through its heart.
Isn't this a strange conversation for men who aren't crazy?
Renfield, you're compelling me to put you in a straitjacket.
You forget, Doctor, that madmen have great strength.
Dracula has great strength. He Renfield.
Words. Oh, Martin, didn't I warn you to keep a strict watch?
What? What again?
Huh?
Yes, sir. At once, sir. Yes, sir. Right away, sir.
Terrible staff.
Here, the doctor's pet loony is loose again.
Came and stood below my window in the moonlight. And he promised me things. Not in words, but by doing them.
Doing them?
By making them happen. A red mist spread over the lawn, coming on like a flame of fire. And then he parted it. And I could see that there were thousands of rats
Oh, man.
with their eyes blazing red, like his, only smaller. And then he held up his hand, and they all stopped. And I thought he seemed to be saying, "Rat,
Terrifying.
rats, thousands, millions of them, all red blood.
Donnie's just standing out there.
All these will I give you, if you will obey me."
What did he want you to do?
Huh?
That which has already been done.
Strike me down dead, Doctor. He's got me going. Mine's twisted and broken them iron bars as if they was cheese.
Dracula is in the house.
In the house?
Doctor, this time he can do no harm. We are ready for him.
Martin, come with me. I'll show you where we can put Mr. Renfield where he won't escape again.
Is he all right? But I have me doubts. Come along, old fly eater. Now, you mustn't get out of it this time. I'm awfully sorry to have to look at that.
Okay, I'm pretty sure this is just Dracula and that.
Helsing.
Here we go. One of the best scenes in
Now
the
that
golden
you have
age of
learned
horror.
What you have learned, it would be well for you to return to your own country.
I prefer to remain and protect those whom you would destroy.
You are too late. My blood now flows through her veins. She will live through the centuries to come, as I have lived.
Should you escape us, Dracula, we know how to save Miss Mina's soul, if not her life.
If she dies by day, but I shall see that she dies by night.
And I will have Carfax Abbey torn down stone by stone, excavated a mile around. I will find your earth box and drive that stake through your heart.
Come here.
Power. Power of the mind.
Come here.
The one weakness he was about to exploit. Van Helsing walks towards him, but he's able to get a grip over his own mind. Back up.
Your will is strong, Van Helsing.
Dracula's creeping on him. Van Helsing.
Wolfbane. More effective than Wolfbane, Count. Indeed.
Cross.
Open the windows, Briggs. Man, open the roof.
Heavy. That's heavy. I love those two doing that, man. It's so effective. Oh my gosh, the intense stare down of it all. The battle of the man's will. And then in the end, the ultimate defense.
I thought storms were busy. And when it cleared away, Miss Mina was up and dressed and out on the terrace, and I can't get her to go to bed.
Well, let me see her. Tell her I'm here.
Oh, John, I'm so glad you're here. What have they been doing to me, dear?
She seemingly has a second life here.
Oh, and the horrible smell of that awful weed. It's been like a nightmare. What's been the matter? Why are you looking at me like that?
Mina. You're so... like a changed girl. Oh, you look wonderful.
I feel wonderful. I've never felt better in my life.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you like this.
I
I've
bet
been
you
awfully
are.
worried about you.
Mr. Harker, you better bring Miss Mina inside.
That's all right, Briggs. Now that I'm here.
Run along, Briggs. Don't worry. John.
And here they share their little moment.
See how plain you can see the stars.
Yes. Millions of them.
And she's looking at his
I've
neck.
never seen them so close.
Uh-huh.
Why, it looked as if you could reach out and touch them. Would you like me to get you a hand?
Huh?
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all. Come.
She's just trying to fight her own dark will now.
See what? That which I feared from the beginning has happened. What? Dracula boasts that he has fused his blood with that of Miss Mina. In life she will now become the foul thing of the night that he is. But Van Helsing, no, come, Stuart. Come, there's not a moment to be lost.
But I love the fog. I love nights with fog.
Well, only yesterday you said you were afraid of the night.
But, darling, I could never have said anything so silly. I couldn't. I love the night. That's the only time I feel really alive.
Yeah.
There's that bat again.
Yes?
Look out, he'll get in your hair.
Yes?
She's just talking to him.
I remember the big bat.
I will.
You will what?
Well, I didn't say anything.
Yes, you did. You said, I will.
Oh, no, I didn't. John, come, sit down.
There must be some way to say it.
Yeah, again, okay, now they're in the
There's only
room,
one.
and there's the big piece of paper, cardboard on that lamp.
He has a crucifix.
Like,
Now, I want you to get it away from him.
I just can't help noticing it. It's just so weird.
Why, dear?
Oh, he'll be wanting to protect me again, from the knife of Count Dracula or whatever it is.
Well, I don't know. You may be right, Mina.
All right, Seward and Van Helsing see her. And she's creeping. Man, if
You're
this was
right.
one time I'd want color in this movie, it'd be the red eyes on her right now. I
They look at me
wish.
so strangely.
She's creeping.
Mina.
Mina, you're... No, Mina, no! Give me that! What's the idea? You gone crazy? You trying to do frighten her to death?
No, I was trying to save her. Save her, that's a fine way.
And you, dimwad.
Oh, John, you must go away from me. God, run away. After what's happened, I can't bear to look at it.
What's happened?
I can't tell you, I can't.
Oh, but you must tell me. I have a right to know.
Have a right to know.
Oh, John, you can believe everything he says. It's all the truth. Dracula,
Dracula? What's he done to you, dearie? Tell me.
Honestly.
he came to me. He opened a thing in his arm, and he made me drink.
Whoa.
What is it? Who is it, Martin?
It's that big grey bat again.
No use of wasting your bullets, Martin. They cannot harm that bat.
Correct.
No, sir.
He's crazy.
They're all crazy.
Ah, that's so
They're all
true.
crazy except you and me. Sometimes I have me doubts about you.
Yes.
And she agrees with him. He backs away from her. Oh, that's another funny scene, man. Priceless. All right. Get the maid to get rid of this wolfsbane and unlock the doors and handle everything. All about the eye contact. I'll level with you guys. Another thing cool about today. I'm not sure when I'm going to post this, but I'm reacting to this first day of October. Man, it's been fun. Seward, you need to focus on what's going on, dude. In he comes. And there's that freaking cardboard again. I can't help getting triggered by it. This is only the second time I have rewatched this with that knowledge in mind. So, Lord, it's confusing. Ooh, someone's got a lantern running around.
That's Renfield.
Renfield's
What's
creeping.
he doing at the Abbey?
Come, Mr. Harker.
Time to get some answers. Dracula takes Mina. Out for the stroll. Down the staircase we go. It is time for the finale.
Master, I'm here.
He couldn't care less.
Where else would he be going but to Dracula?
What is it, Master?
Big staircase, man.
What do you want me to do?
Look, here's an opening.
Mina! Mina! I didn't take them here, Master.
Betrayal.
No, I swear. No.
Hey!
Does not let him go so easy. Yeah, Renfield's death in this movie was eventful. Frankly,
I'm loyal to you.
he throws him down the staircase. And this is one part I have a gripe with. I wish he threw him off and not down. I would have rather the fall than bumbling down the stairs.
Please, punish me, torture me, but let me live.
It's effective here, though.
I can't die with all those lives on my conscience, all that blood on my hands.
Chokes him. And throws him down. Yeah. I just wish he would have been thrown off. But Dracula, not enough time, my friend.
Mina! Mina! Don't get to it. We must not be too late. We have him trapped. Day is breaking. We have him trapped. Oh, you're killing us! Mina! Mina, where are you?
Gotta work quick, boys.
Mina! Mina, where are you? Mina!
There are only so many choices, guys.
Mina! 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 Harker! Harker! Come!
He has found the boxes.
Where are you? Here! Here, Harker! I have found them!
Well, there's Dracula. Had to be real careful closing that one on him, even though it's just about daytime. You know who's in the other one? Open it up.
Get me a piece of stone, anything, to help me drive the stake through their hearts.
The scene was a bit worse than you think something else bad's gonna happen. But no, we're just going to work. This is how the story ends today. Despite the fact that Mina is not in the box.
Is she? How does she?
He is not here.
Then she may be alive. Mina! Mina!
Well, the job is given to Van Helsing, and obviously can't be shown on screen.
Mina!
And Mina freed.
Mina! Mina! Mina!
Oh, John. John, don't.
Van Helsing checks on him.
I heard you calling, but I couldn't say anything.
We thought he killed you, dear.
The daylight stopped him. Oh, if you could have seen the look on his face.
There's nothing more to fear, Miss Mina. Dracula is dead forever. No, you must go.
But aren't you coming with us?
Not yet. Presently. Come, John.
I'm just going to let this play if there's music. Up the stairs we go to the bells. It's a Universal picture. No music. I wasn't sure. Oh, wow. That was an adventure to go through again. So there it is. 1931's Dracula. It holds up so well. So incredibly well. It's funny, though. A lot of people would be surprised how maybe anticlimactic it feels. Again, though, this is made at a different time. It gets their story across enough. It left a little bit of wiggle room. For anyone who doesn't know, there is a direct sequel to this. Not exactly Dracula, but Dracula's daughter. It does feature Edward Van Sloan as Dr. Helsing, but not with an interesting enough story. Does it capture some of the atmosphere from this movie? Some, not much. Is it a bad movie? No. I watched it. I enjoyed it just the same. And it's worth watching for anyone who's a serious enough fan of this movie as I am. It does feature Dracula's house, and I believe it ends back in Transylvania. But another time, maybe on my list, not as urgent. That was fun. If you guys stuck around for even just a little bit of this, thank you. Love to have you. And anyone who hasn't seen this movie, give it a watch. Give it a watch. You'll enjoy it, but maybe not for the reasons you think you'd want to enjoy a horror movie. In today's age of... Today's horror is mostly jump scare. That's what I'll say about today. Have a lovely day, everybody. Great reacting and talking with you. Enjoy October. Keep it real.